Hey guys, Grimdo might be one of those games that is kind of overwhelming when it comes to a new player that is just jumping into Grimdo, and it might be like there's quite a lot of customization when it comes to a class. You know, I don't even know what I'm going to be picking, and then there's lots of skills, and then there's devotions, there's stats, there's new items. What type of weapon should I use in the first place anyways for a spell like this? Either way, thanks for joining. This is Malagant. We are going to be talking about, you know what, man, like, I'm just jumping into this game. What type of a character would you suggest? Alright, so I'm not going to be giving away like a class combination or a skill build or like devotion tree, anything at all, and say that, you know what, man, if you're a new player, just jump right into this, it's the best for you. No, not really. I'll try to actually help you out to build the character that you would like to play in a game like this, because in my opinion, like, the most fun that I had in Grim Dawn was to try to like figure out what would I like to play next and how do we like optimize it the best way possible. Try to put it like the simplest way for yourself as possible, okay? Like, what I mean by that is that what type of a character would you like to play? Just never mind the class combinations or the selections that you're going to be making. Ask yourself this, like, would you like to play a melee character, a ranged character, maybe like a rifle guy? Or would you like to play like with pistols, a pistol and an offense shield maybe? Or would you like to play like a caster, you know, like a mage? Try to answer this. This is the first step, okay? Let's assume that you picked like a shield guy, okay? Like a warrior type of thing with a shield. Well, that's an easy choice because Soldier has quite a lot of spells that's going to be making your shields more efficient. I think efficient is the right word here, because when it comes to Grim Dawn, it is quite possible to just like fuck around all over the place. But if you would like to be more like optimized, then you would rather like play with Soldier if you have a shield, you know what I mean, in the offense, that is. Or same goes for like a fire damage character, okay? Let's assume that you picked a dual wielder guy, but at the same time you want to deal fire damage with your daggers, let's say, okay? What type of a character that is buffing fire damage? More often it's Demo. So let your play style choose the classes for you, because if you would like your character to be efficient, then you don't actually have many choice to go through, so it is not that overwhelming. Summoning maybe? If you're a summoner, then you don't really have much choice. You either go Arcanist or you either go Shaman. The best combination would be probably both of them, right? If you would like to be like an Aether caster, you will probably get to watch it. Arcanist is like pretty much the only choice. Would you like to deal chaos damage? Oculus is like the only choice you have. So never mind the classes, as I said. Try to decide like what would you like to play, what type of a style you would like to play. If you would like to deal poison damage, well, there you go. Oculus is probably the way to go. So once you answer that for yourself, what type of a class you would like to enjoy in a game like this, it is a lot easier to pick your class combination. I'm going to be giving a few examples of mine so that like you have an idea what I have been going through with the theory crafting, that is, when I'm building a character. In this case, the character that you actually watched before, it was a druid. It's a combination of arcanist and shaman, and I wanted to make it a really simple character with like a rifle in his hands, and basically with like kind of like a one button build, so to speak. Maybe a little bit of utility here and there, but most of the time I just wanted to like spam one button, and that is what it was. He was using primal strike, and it is really efficient, but at the end game I wouldn't say it's like the most powerful thing. It has its advantages. Like, the advantage is like it's pretty much AoEing everywhere with just like one button, and you're kind of like able to kite because you're not really restricted to movement and stuff like that. But yeah, as I said, it was a druid, it was a rifle user, and this one, the one that is highlighted right now, is a pyromancer. It's a combination of Demo and Alchemist. How I ended up building this is I wanted to try out dual pistols after the rifle guy, and I wanted to deal chaos damage for once. So I checked out Oculus since I was interested in chaos damage, but then I figured out, you know what, Oculus doesn't really have something that I can use as an attack when I'm holding pistols. So I would like to use something else, and we have already gone through the primal strike, and primal strike wasn't really into pistols either. It requires a dual wield, two-hander, my bad. So we ended up creating this, which is a pyromancer, because fire strike is extremely good when it comes to pistols. Alright, so this one over here is a melee guy with two-hander, and he's one of the tankiest builds out there in my opinion, because like he has quite a bit of HP if you look at it, and he has quite a lot of sustainability as well, because of how the shaman is bringing that amount of percentage HP on top of already what he has from like devotions and from the soldier boosts, all that physique in the stats, and then the multiplicative stuff. And then there's the Vendigo Totem, which is like working wonders because it's healing again percentage of your HP. So how I got to this, that was close actually. How I got to this is basically, well, there were people on the stream saying like, you know what, man, you're always playing Reigns, are you just enjoying that more? And I was like, yeah, I guess. And then the question was like, isn't it possible to make like a viable character for hardcore ultimate? Like, is it just too hard? And I was like, that it shouldn't be. So we ended up creating something like this. Is quite a tank. So the process was like, I wanted to showcase a tank, right? At the same time, I wanted to be a melee. So I ended up choosing soldier and shaman. Because for melee, I wanted the charge to gap close, and there's the unit collision obviously in the game. So I didn't want to get stuck. It's either that, so you can go for Nightblade as well. It is a little bit squishier though. That is exactly why I chose Soldier. And since I chose Soldier and Shaman, I had two choices. One of them was like bleed, trauma, and physical. The other one was like on top of those, then lightning as well. I ended up just using pretty much all of them actually. But the most damage that he deals, I think, is bleed and trauma. But again, he's not like the most offensive one out there. He's actually one of the weakest characters that I have when it comes to offense, but he's extremely defensive, and that was exactly what I wanted to showcase anyway. So you can definitely go a lot more offensive than this when it comes to maybe devotions a little bit, or maybe like the itemization. Maybe instead of shaman you can take something else and make it that much more offensive, but you will be missing Vendigo Totem in this case. So you might want something like a lifesteal. Check out Oculus maybe to combine with Soldier. In that case, if you combine it with Soldier, you know, you can make it like Vitality and Chaos damage at the same time. There's quite a lot of options really open to you. So it all starts with what type of character you would like to play. And once you enter it, I want something extremely tanky and sustainable. I don't want to move. I don't want to kite at all. Then I was like, well, Soldier and Shaman then, because Shaman is healing back the more HP you have. And Soldier is the one that is boosting that HP up to the limit. So, alright, so the last character that I'm going to be showing is a Battle Mage over here. Battle Mage is a Soldier and Arcanist combined. What I wanted to build over here is I wanted to deal Aether damage because I have never built such a character before. And I wanted it a pure caster, okay? It had nothing to do with any type of weapon. What ended up happening is I wanted an Aether damage, and I checked it out. Like, Arcanist was the only option pretty much that was buffing the Aether damage out there. So I was like, well, we have Arcanist in our hands, what should we pair it with? So I was like, since our offense is kind of done, I don't want anything else, we might as well just focus on only defenses on the second option. So then came Soldier. So I wanted to point you towards the right direction when it comes to building your first character in Grim Dawn, and also theory crafting the right build for you to enjoy throughout the story. Because when it comes to Grim Dawn, in my opinion, the journey towards the end game is pretty much all there is to it right now, at least what the game has to offer. Like, the end game is not so much there. Not to mention there's some other titles that are capable of pretty much offering more than this game does when it comes to end game grinding, right? So this game was definitely not that for me, but at the same time the journey and the theory crafting was definitely a blast. So I hope that this video was helpful for you to enjoy it as much, at least as much as I did. If that was the case, check out the channel, because there's the stat distribution guide, there's the faster leveling one. And then there's also devotions that are coming up as well. I'm working on another video that is going to be explaining like my thoughts about devotions and how I ended up like building them, and what I think the most efficient way and the helpful way for the characters was. I hope you have a good one. This is it from me for now. Catch you later on.